Hey guys, Perry here. So today I'm going to be talking about my review for Alien Covenant. Before I begin my review for this movie, let's talk about the premise for this movie. Bound for a remote planet on the far side of the galaxy, members of the colony ship Covenant discovers what they think to be an uncharted paradise. While there, they meet David, the synthetic survivor of the doomed Prometheus expedition. The mysterious world soon turns dark and dangerous when a hostile alien life form forces the crew into a deadly fight for survival. I have been highly looking forward to this movie for a very long time, ever since they announced this movie. If you don't know already, I am a huge fan of the Alien franchise. Well, if you think about it, I love Alien 1. I believe it was an amazing horror science fiction amalgam. It was a great first movie for an entire franchise. Ridley Scott nailed it. I watched it recently, a few months back. I wanted to see if it still held up today. It really did. It was a fantastic piece of science fiction, one of the greatest science fiction movies of all time. And then I've seen Aliens. It is even better than Alien 1, which is a huge thing to say because Aliens is a totally different genre compared to Alien 1, because Alien 1 is more science fiction horror, and Aliens is science fiction, adventure, action, sci-fi. So it was a huge genre shift, but it was extremely well done. Aliens is a thrill ride. By the end of the movie, you are out of your breath because it is that well made. Alien 3 is a disaster. I hated it with a passion because it is just a huge, like after you set up Aliens with such an amazing movie, and then you follow that up with Alien 3 with when they killed Newt and the other guy, Michael Bihn's character, and they just, they end up in a prison planet where you have no weapons and it's just one alien that looks like a dog. It was just a disaster. I hated it so much. And then Alien Resurrection is more of a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not as good as 1 or 2. It's better than 3, but it wasn't that good. It was okay. It was a guilty pleasure I can just watch for fun. That is it. Now, Prometheus is an entirely different thing altogether. I enjoyed it, but I know that it has a huge amount of flaws. For example, the characters in that movie, if you're well aware, if you haven't seen Prometheus, just letting you know, the characters do some stupid things. I mean, who would touch a very lethal, potentially lethal snake-like thing in a foreign planet? Come on, really? You're a scientist and you're doing this? And yeah, like there wasn't much that happened. Well, of course, we got to find out more about the engineers and the juggernaut-looking ship. Where did that come from? And we tried to find out more about the origins of the alien. We didn't get concrete answers, but it was a start. But what I really appreciate about the movie is about the ideas they brought up in that movie. For example, about creation and where we came from. Those are kind of questions that I like to ponder about. So it was a movie you can watch, not about the characters. The story was so-so, but the ideas that it raised was worth. Consensus for this movie is average at best, which is hard to say, is pretty disappointing because I was expecting a really, really well done Alien movie because this is Ridley Scott. He was the guy who started the franchise. He's a legendary filmmaker, so obviously he's very good at his job. And yeah, I was looking forward to some, like very hardcore alien horror and maybe a bit of sci-fi, lots of stuff from Prometheus with the ideas and some action as well. I was satisfied with the horror and the action, but overall the movie was kind of slow and boring at times, and it kind of lost me. I wanted more to happen and stuff, but there was some intriguing things for sure. But yeah, overall it was kind of a letdown. I would definitely watch it again because it's something you have to watch a few more times just to see about all the inner stuff the stuff you might have missed before. There's some deep conversations in this movie that definitely is something you want to ponder and rewatch again. But yeah, overall, it was a disappointing experience for me. The acting was okay. Most of the characters were not that interesting. I mean, even the main character, she's kind of trying to be a Ellen Ripley ripoff, but not as good. I mean, she has a emotional arc. Obviously, if you guys don't know already, her husband dies. He is the pilot, the commander of the Covenant, which is the ship, and he dies. But overall, she was a good character. Someone you can follow behind because she had the common sense not to go to that unknown planet in the first place. But yeah, there we go. Clearly, the standout obviously is Michael Fassbender when he plays both David, the original android from the Prometheus, and also Walter, the new android from the ship Covenant. Now, there are some very good similarities and also differences between David and Walter. For example, they are both the exact same facial structure and everything. But what's interesting is that Walter, the new android, is less human. He's more robotic. He's more about doing his duty, and that is his job. And David has more humanity in him, but the wrong kind of humanity, in the sense that he has jealousy and greed and frustration and anger, but also he wants to create, which is what he wants to do. He wants to create. Walter and Dave share a scene together with David shows him how to play a flute. There is definitely some sexual overtones regarding this scene, obviously when he's telling him to blow on the instrument and stuff like that. The scene that shows that David can create by playing music on the flute, while Walter cannot. He needed assistance from David to create something, something that Walter lacked. David has that ability to create. The creatures were good. I enjoyed the creatures. The Neomorph, the new white xenomorph-like creature, is definitely a welcome addition to the Alien franchise. The way it comes out of the human is definitely a thing of the horror imagination. As you are well aware, the backburster is very, very disgusting. You would think a chest burster is bad, but yeah, backburster is pretty disgusting too. And these things are lethal as soon as they are born. The moment they are born, within seconds, they'll kill you. It is that bad. They are that terrifying. And but of course, the xenomorph is the star of the movie. If you look at the promotions and the marketing and the posters and the trailers, the xenomorph is front and center, because hence the title, that is the thing we're wanting to see. That's the thing that we're paying our tickets for to witness. Now, he is in the movie, or it is in the movie, and is it worth the wait? Yeah, he's worth the wait. It is worth the wait. The xenomorph is not the original xenomorph from the original Alien movie, or Alien 2, for example. If you notice Alien 1 and 2, or if you notice the xenomorph in earlier films, it has more of a biomechanical structure. It has more. It looks less organic. This new xenomorph is organic. The reason is because this is quite possibly, or it is, the first ever xenomorph ever created, and is much more organic. It has wiry limbs, much more muscular but wiry, and is much more faster too, which I kind of is a detriment but also a good thing for it, because it's just like for zombies. When they're fast, they're very dangerous because they can come at you really fast and you can run away, but they lose that eeriness about it. If you notice in the first Alien, the alien always had a slow motion towards it, which gave off a very eerie vibe about it. This alien in this new movie is super fast. It comes at you right away. You gotta run, and it most likely will outrun you and kill you. It was definitely worth the wait. A CGI alien, it definitely looks good, but further distances from it, it's not that good. The close-ups are amazing. Story-wise, this movie is better than Prometheus. Prometheus didn't really have a story. A bunch of scientists go to find out where the origins are. Things go to hell. That's pretty much it. This movie has more about what's happening there in the Alien franchise. For example, where the aliens finally come from, we don't understand that. We get to find out what happened to Elizabeth Shaw and David. And also, it's a nice story about a bunch of humans trying to survive in a very unfortunate situation. So overall, it is more enjoyable than Prometheus. Now, where would I rank this movie in the entire Alien franchise? I would rank it number 3 behind Alien and Aliens. It is better than Prometheus. It is better than Alien Resurrection. It is way better than Alien 3. Now, box office wise, this movie is kind of moderate in the box office. It did beat Guardians of the Galaxy. It did make number 1 in the box office, but not that much. It only made $36 million, which is pretty low, actually. It beat Prometheus had a better opening as well, and also even Alien and vs. Predator had a better opening. So it is kind of disappointing for a box office opening weekend for an Alien movie, but we'll have to wait and see how it does in the long run to whether it will warrant a sequel. Do I want to see a sequel? Yes, I do have a lot of interest in this franchise. I am fascinated by the Alien overall because it is extremely, very horrifying creature. the alien, the xenomorph overall, is one of the most iconic and most horrifying creatures to be ever created in film and in fiction ever. It is a perfect specimen. It's a perfect organism in a way, as according to David, if you will. It is a very, very interesting creature, and I'd love to see more about this movie, but I want the movie to be done right. There's got to be more to it. People say about this movie, some people think about this movie is that they believe that they ran out of ideas. Alien 1 was a horror science fiction movie. Alien 2 is a action sci-fi movie. Alien 3 and 4 were kind of the same. Prometheus is more philosophical science fiction movie with a little bit of horror, and this is kind of horror action fiction horror sci-fi action movie with a bit of philosophy in the end and included into there as well. If I want to see more of this movie, but they have to keep making it interesting. Ridley Scott says he wants to make much more movies in the Alien franchise. I would say go for it, but please try to delve more into what made Alien great. Horrifying creatures, doing the best you can, trying to survive and stuff like that. That's what made Alien 1 and 2 just an amazing experience overall. Now, overall, how would I rate this movie? Let's say I was to rate this out of 5 fingers. So, like a 5-star system, I would rate it out of 5 fingers. I would say I would give it a 3 fingers out of 5. It is good. It definitely has the qualities of that made Alien great, such as horror and lots of fascinating ideas about where it came from, so it has that interest. But also, it's kind of boring here and there, and it doesn't hold your attention for a while. It has these moments of just slow pacing discussions that are just does not keep your attention. And someone who, if you have ADHD or you have a short attention span, you will not find interest in this movie. Now, will I recommend this movie? Yes, I would recommend this movie to people who enjoy Prometheus, who enjoys Aliens, the franchise overall. This movie is definitely a worthy follow-up to the Alien franchise, but is not the greatest Alien movie, bar none. Alien 1 and 2 are still ranking up there in the high pinnacle of the best alien science fiction movies of all time. This movie doesn't even come close, but it's still a satisfying movie that you can enjoy. It's definitely something you got to repeat to watch just to see what you missed and other stuff like that. I've been thinking about this movie all weekend, and yeah, I enjoyed it for what it is, but I was disappointed in the fact that it didn't live up to the expectations that I had for it. So yeah, that is my review, guys. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you guys think about the movie if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, please let me know what you guys think and what to hope to see, and maybe if this review has changed your opinion on it. But yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and please leave a comment down below. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.